Copper is the mineral that's all about alternative energy. There won't be electric cars and there won't be cell phones without more copper. And we've only got two ways to get copper. We mine it in the United States or we mine it somewhere else.
This would be cultural genocide to our people. We would not be able to live here. Salmon and clean water are the heartbeat of this region. This project and this type of development is a risk that our people are not willing to take. Our culture and our history and our heritage does not have a price tag.
Does the mine threaten the fishery?
Not at all.
Not at all.
No.
Jobs that pay $100,000 a year. That's not worth it?
If you eat wild salmon, it was likely caught here in Bristol Bay, Alaska, a marine ecosystem comprised of not just the ocean, but freshwater lakes and streams home to tens of millions of salmon. So what's the controversy? A mining company called the Pebble Limited Partnership wants to build a gold and copper mine many worry could poison the waters. In the late 1980s, the Pebble deposit was discovered. Samples showed a huge amount of gold and copper lay beneath the surface, and ever since, there's been talk about mining it. In 2014, after a multi-year scientific study, the Environmental Protection Agency preemptively blocked mining at the site. Last year, under a new president, the EPA cleared the way for Pebble to file for a permit to build. And in late December, the company submitted paperwork proposing a mine site that includes an open pit a mile across, also bringing its own power plant, a gas line, and a ferry system to a largely undeveloped region of Alaska.
The Pebble Partnership says it will bring jobs that pay $100,000 a year. Is that a good trade-off?
We can't eat money.
Salmon will be the family meal in Dee Dee Bennis's home all winter long. She lives in Dillingham, a town of about 2,300, the largest in Bristol Bay and about 120 miles from the mine site. When we visited, the snow was falling as fishing boats and time stood still.
Tell me, how do these waters all connect? Why is it that this mine 100 miles away will impact Dillingham?
Because we are downstream. The mine could not be located at a more horrible spot. It's at the headwaters of the Nushagak and Queedrack rivers, the two last great sockeye salmon producing rivers left on the face of the planet. The mine footprint alone would have impacts, let alone if there was ever a disaster. And if history teaches us anything, it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. It will come downstream and impact the fishery.
What kind of disaster? The failure of a dam holding back millions of tons of waste rock discarded after the copper and gold are pulled out, but full of compounds scientists say could contaminate the freshwater salmon need to spawn and thrive.
Can you guarantee that you can build a mine and not impact the salmon fishery?
Sure.
You can guarantee that?
Yeah. We can't get a permit if we don't.
You can't guarantee against an accident.
Sure you can. You can look at what the consequences of that accident will be, and if the consequences of that accident will kill the salmon fishery, you don't build the mine. But the consequences of our accident don't come close to doing that.
Tom Collier, Pebble's CEO, says they've crafted their plans to impact only one waterway in the event of an accident, and not the waterway the sockeye salmon depend on. He estimates the mine will operate for 20 years, only long enough to get a fraction of the gold and copper in the ground, which leaves doubt among the mine's opponents that Pebble's proposal is anything other than a first step.
Would you get half of it? Would you get a quarter of it?
No, probably not a quarter.
Probably not even a quarter. So is this then the first step to building a larger mine at Pebble?
Could be. There are no current plans to have a phase 2, but it's unlikely that that much copper and gold would be left in the ground. And so someone will probably come along and want to do a second phase of the project at another time.
And that may be the biggest threat the Pebble mine poses to Bristol Bay, an open door to development that will change this largely preserved part of the planet forever.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.